Hi there, I'm Tanya Cofield.
And I'm Ellen Craig Bragg. And the City of Romulus celebrates Black History Month.
February is observed as Black History Month in America. Black History Month is a month set aside to learn, honor, and celebrate the achievements of Black men and women throughout history. The origins of Black History Month can be traced back to a man named Carter G. Woodson, known as the father of Black history. Woodson was the son of a former slave and understood how important gaining proper education was when striving to secure and make the most out of one divine right of freedom. Although he did not begin his formal education until he was 20 years old, his dedication to study enabled him to earn a high school diploma in West Virginia, a bachelor and master's degrees from University of Chicago in just a few years. In 1912, Woodson became the second African American to earn a PhD at Harvard University. In 1915, Woodson helped found the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, today known as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, or ASALH. He was dedicated to helping educate both Black and white Americans about the accomplishments and potential of Black Americans in the way that would benefit everyone. In particular, Woodson wanted Black Americans to understand the strong family values, work ethic, sense of individual responsibility, spirit of entrepreneurship, and incredible dignity that was indicative of Black Americans and their African ancestors.
In 1926, Woodson promoted the idea of a Negro History Week, which was to be held during the second week of February. The second week was chosen because it coincided with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln on February 12th and Frederick Douglass on February 14th, both dates of which Black communities had celebrated together since the late 19th century. Woodson created Negro History Week because Black Americans and their accomplishments were largely left out of the educational curriculum of that time. Historically, when Blacks were mentioned, it was usually demeaning and discriminatory. His goal in creating Negro History Week was to highlight African American accomplishments alongside white American accomplishments. Woodson also believed that if white Americans knew the true history of Blacks in America and in Africa, it would help everyone overcome negative stereotyping. Woodson's vision was that someday a special week or month would no longer be required in order to appropriately honor Black Americans and their accomplishments. Black history is American history. In 1976, as the U.S. was celebrating its bicentennial, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History expanded the traditional week-long celebration of African American history to a month, and Black History Month was born.
And that same year, President Gerald Ford urged Americans to observe Black History Month, but it was President Carter who officially recognized Black History Month in 1978. With the federal government's blessing, Black History Month became a regular event in American schools.
In honor of all the work that Dr. Carter G. Woodson has done to promote the study of African American history, an ornament of Woodson hangs on the White House Christmas tree each year. On February the 2nd, City Council adopted a resolution to officially recognize February as Black History Month in the City of Romulus.
In celebration of Black history, there are several upcoming events, starting with the annual Soul Food Dinner on February the 10th at the Romulus High School from 6 to 7:30. On Tuesday, February the 17th, the City of Romulus is hosting their Black History Recognition Ceremony at the Romulus Athletic Center at 9 a.m. There will be light refreshments and a program featuring local African Americans that have an impact on Romulus.
The Romulus Public Library will host a program for children ages 4 and up about the Underground Railroad. This event will also take place on Tuesday, February the 17th, beginning at 6:30 p.m.
The Romulus High School's Black History Showcase will be held Thursday, February 26th in the auditorium from 7 to 9. The cost is $5 and benefits the class of 2015. Special VIP tickets are available for $20, which include a full-course soul food dinner prior to the program at 5:30. Please call 734-532-1112 to reserve a VIP ticket. Seating for this dinner is limited.
Well, as we wrap up our overview of the upcoming programs in our community, we leave you today with a recent interview with the organizers of the annual Soul Food Dinner. We look forward to celebrating Black History Month with you at all of these great events.
See you there.
Our special guests today are here to talk about the upcoming Soul Food Dinner. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
We have here with us Don Bonham, Janice Barton, Reverend Rita Talley, and Minister Tina Talley. Ladies, again, welcome and thank you for coming.
Amen. Thank you.
Could you tell us just a little bit about the history of the Soul Food Dinner? Would you mind sharing with everyone just how the Soul Food Dinner event came to be?
Well, first of all, me and Miss Janice Barton were parent coordinators at Corey Elementary School, and that caused us. Well, under the school compact, our responsibility and job was to try to rebuild relationships with parents, student, and staff, and the community. So in doing so, it was a lot of different events we put together, and always trying to bring in more volunteers, parent volunteers, and just trying to have that family community thing going on. And we did. The parents was just awesome. And it was so much we started doing. But then one day, and Ms. Barton can help me with that, we started talking about reaching out further and more. So what we did, she suggested we have a dinner. And we just went on, brainstorming it over and over again. And then she said, well, why not a soul food dinner? I said, oh, that sounds really good. And what we did it because that way that caused parent involvement. So parents started bringing different dishes and so on and so on and so on. And it just seemed to take off really good, those relationship building, what we wanted to do, building these relationships between the community and first in the school, parents, student, and staff. Then it reached out to the community because we started the first Black History when we did this skit called What If? What If? And what it was centered around was Black History Month, which we learned about 26 Black inventors. And as a matter of fact, we got it from the book called What If Black People Didn't Exist? So we made a discovery, and I did too, and so many other people, and we were all excited when we did the skit. And it was like, wow, and it just went off. We found out who did the traffic light. All these things I didn't even really know. Right. But anyway, when we put on the first play, and Ms. Barton, she was the prop lady. Thank God for it.
We wanted to bring in Black History Month to our children. A lot of us, and including myself, didn't know the magnitude of African Americans that were inventors and different things.
Yes.
So we had to bring that to their attention to our children. So we did put on the What If play, and we had, everybody, all ethnicity that came out for it. They narrated it. I sewed costumes for them. We did skits, got the kids to help out with it. So that kind of spearheaded Black History Month for me and educating. And then the best thing about Black History Month in my family, food was the one that brought family together.
All right.
So we would sit around the table, we would eat, and we would discuss different things. So we thought that would be a perfect thing to get the parents involved.
Yes.
To come out and just fellowship with one another, basically. So it started like that back in 2000, about 10 years ago plus. So this is about our 11th annual this year.
So Soul Food Dinner was birthed out of a Black
Yes,
History
right.
Black History Month.
in
And,
2002.
Yeah, about 2002. Yeah,
This was held in this.
and this originated from Corey Elementary School.
Yes.
Corey Elementary.
So that's
under
where
the
we got our
leadership of Miss Atkins.
Yeah, Mrs. Phyllis Atkins.
But I wanted to put one more thing in now. The What If play, when it began to reach out to the community, was when some of the elementary teachers came and observed the play. And everybody was like, the same, even teachers, all of us like, whoa, I didn't know that, 26. And so they asked us, each elementary school asked us, would we come and do that play in their school? And that kind of took us to the outreach part in the community. And then from there, it just went. You know.
So the first year that you had the Soul Food Dinner was 2002?
Yeah, it's 11 years.
Yeah.
Counting back, about 11 years.
About 11
Yeah,
years?
maybe a little longer.
A little longer?
It's kind of hard for me to remember, recollect.
Yeah, the
But
Black
we-
History
Yeah.
part was about
Okay.
that.
Right.
We was in 20 years
Yeah.
working in the school, with different
Right.
other programs.
Yes.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Has the dinner has it always been held at Corey School? Like, what are some of the other locations? Because now the dinner is held at Romulus High School.
Yes.
So can you share with us how that came to be from Corey School, starting at Corey School, to now being held at Romulus High School?
Yeah, well, we started at Corey, like we said, and then a lot of the kids left there, went to the middle school. So it got bigger. Every year it got bigger and bigger, and more people were attending. And then we had community leaders, our mayor, and just the outpour of the community coming and wanting to be involved.
Yes.
So from Corey Elementary School, we went to the middle school. It got bigger, and then it got bigger again. So and then we wound up going into the high school, and that's where we have been doing it now. I think for the last 6 years.
And we had one more stopover, the Progressive Hall.
Oh,
Yes.
1 year.
Yes.
One year.
1 year.
And I,
Yes.
under Mayor Lambert, at his suggestion that, well, maybe, because we were kind of, I don't know what happened that we didn't have a venue or whatever, but he suggested, well, you can have the Progressive Hall. I said, really? So we had that too, Progressive Hall.
I can actually remember when it was at.
Yes,
And
yes.
speaking of elected officials, and so it's been a tradition that the elected officials and school administrators serve the public. How did that come to be?
Well, not only serve, but they also cooked. So we reached out, Reverend Talley. She reached out to the mayor and to our city councilman, and they were just fantastic. They were really, excited about it. We were excited about it because they're servers of the community, but they
Yes.
were also coming to serve, which
And
I
then-
just thought was great. And
Yeah.
some of them came out and sang some of our
Yes.
programs, which I just enjoyed.
And we wanted them to know the reason I come up with that. They serve us, like Ms. Barton said, all the time in some capacity.
Yes.
But you know how it is. Sometimes people feel they can't touch or reach even our officers. We have police officers. We have fire. Anybody who wants to come and touch the people. And I did notice when they are serving them, they're talking.
Yes.
They're actually having conversation, and that's
Yes.
what our whole thing was about, building relationships, and that's what we're still trying to do, build
Yes.
relationships through
And the
the
community
different
together, yes.
programs. And Ms. Barton and myself, that we just that family kind of people. We just love people, and we love the parents. What did we call that? Parent Connect.
Yeah, Parent Connect, parents that care.
And parents, and we was the lazy aunt.
Yes.
Parent
Liaison,
to that,
yes.
and that's what really brought them in, because they could really talk up front with us, and that's what I like being a parent coordinator,
Yes.
especially at the elementary.
Yes.
Now at the middle school, it's a little bit tougher than that, because you always want to be there with your little children,
Yes.
but after a while, but we have always been on the same page, because we're
Right.
both from big families too.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about food.
Oh.
Can you list some of the food that will be served? Or?
Well, my husband, John, he always fixed the greens, and Reverend Tally would always call, is John making his greens? I say, yeah, he's going to make the greens,
And I would call anybody.
And then she would call just anyone, the family members, city council people. Some of them came out and cooked. Also, we've had things from greens to
sweet potatoes,
black-eyed peas,
barbecue,
fried chicken, the normal soul food that hit our tables. The mac and cheese.
Pretty much the same this year,
Yeah.
and desserts. And I just have to give a plug for our middle school kitchen help. I mean, not kitchen help. Our cafeteria help.
Yes.
And every year I go up to them, hey, it's time. You're going to do desserts. They always did desserts.
Yes.
And they still doing desserts. And I just thank God for them because they have truly been a blessing and ready. I don't care when I go. Everybody really been really good that I, been in contact with.
Yeah, even our community, our sponsors, our actual local restaurants, and it's absolutely just wonderful how the community just came together. Just, amazing.
Well, there are 4 of you sitting here. What does it take to put this together? How many?
We're going to let Dawn start.
Dawn is our biggest help.
Part of your committee to
Yes.
put on this great event.
Oh, a lot. A lot of times we were pulling hair. She was pulling hair, but she came through for
At that
us.
time, actually, I'm going to tell you, that was her.
She was the
All
committee.
the
She
way.
was the committee. I'm going to tell you right now. At
glue.
that time, she was the committee.
Yes.
Trust me. And I thank God for it. And I said, Dawn, but go ahead, Dawn.
It's time consuming, but so well worth it. When you see the community come together like that, it is truly a blessing to see not just your officials come together, you see your neighbors come together. Romulus is a family community. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody is related to somebody. Trust me, I'm from 2 of the biggest families in Romulus. I have somebody on every block. So I had a lot of family members that got a phone call faithfully every year. If they could not make it, they had to send a dish. I didn't ask. I just called and told them what they had to do. They would send a dish. They would send some money. I would call my lovely pastors. Ministerial Alliance would come through for us. If they didn't, I gave a call. And they would. Kitchen help from the churches. I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up on that. Those ladies, they know how to cook, and the men too. I'm really waiting for that. So I'm not giving up on that. But it's a lot of work, but so well worth it. I am really tired at the end of the day, and it's a lot of planning. It's not something that could be done in a day, as Minister Tina probably knows now. It's something that's it's the little things.
Yes.
But that's okay. They don't need to know about that
That's right.
because it
Yeah, that's
always
right.
goes off without a hitch.
Amen.
It always does.
Amen.
You might want to mention is that if you wouldn't mind sharing with the residents a little bit about your background, like how is it that you are involved? I know Reverend Tally and Mrs. Barton mentioned that they're involved in working with the school. Tell us your connection with being involved and how that all ties in.
Oh, I became involved. I was the secretary at Corey Elementary. I was with the Romulus School Districts for over 20 years. I recently went with Wayne County RESA. But Romulus is where I was born and raised. Romulus is where my family is. Romulus is where my husband's family is from, and he's from here, as well as my children. My son graduated from Romulus High, about to graduate from Western. And my daughter is currently a Romulus Middle School student. And they were both involved. They had no choice, but they loved it. They loved it. They were involved. I got my nieces, nephews, and cousins involved. That's how I got involved. My dad has always made sure that we were involved in the community because he's a minister. So that was one of his things. We had to be involved in the community. I mean, I don't know anything else, and my kids don't know anything else but to be involved.
Well, Ms. Barton, could you just tell tell us a little bit about your background, so that our residents will know exactly. The name Barton is a popular name.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. Well, everybody knows I'm the wife of John Barton, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Romulus. And I've been married 38 years, so I've been in the community 38 years. All of my children have gone from the Corey Elementary School to the high school. I've just involved across the board. My husband keeps me busy. I keep him busy. The honey-do lists. But Romulus is, to me, it's a community that's really close together. And I always my motto is it takes a village to raise a child, and this is what I think of Romulus, our village.
Amen.
So we like the safe atmosphere. We're very loving. We love children. We're all about our community. When they hurt, we hurt because we're there too. We're in the trenches too. So.
Great. And Reverend Talley, who needs no introduction. I think we all know Reverend Talley, and we love her, and we appreciate
Absolutely.
all the work that you do throughout the community. But notice there's a lovely lady sitting to her left, which shares the same last name. Would you mind introducing her and kind of just explain her connection and her role in the Soul Food Dinner?
Well,
Everyone.
and this is my daughter, Tina Talley, Minister Tina Talley now. And she is just a lady involved anyway. She's involved in her church and just in the community. She likes the homeless. She deals in all kinds, anything that would reach out to people. And she just said, Mom, I would like to really help out. And that's how she started following me around. And I started just dishing out the what had to be done.
Well, I know I had
The
the
new
opportunity
generation.
and to work with Minister Tina Talley with the Martin Luther King program.
Yes,
And
right.
it was just a wonderful asset just having her part of the committee, and she was just wonderful. So I just look forward to the years working with her. And I'm glad that she's part of the MLK committee.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Minister Talley, tell us a little bit about yourself and what the Soul Food Dinner means to you and why you're involved.
Well, let me tell you, I've seen my mom, and I actually thought it was over 20 years you guys been doing this, because I've seen their faithfulness over the years. I didn't really come involved until several years ago, just helping out in the kitchen and whatnot. But when, Dawn moved on, Teresa, and she still participates with the Soul Food.
Right.
She's been a wealth of information for me to help me get up to speed for all the years they've been doing this thing. I first of all count it an honor and privilege, because even though it is a lot of work, and it is, Dawn, it's very rewarding. It's very fulfilling, and I'm just trying to build on what they've built, the foundation they have established, which has been a great one. And I've been in Romulus all my life. I did move away to this and get my skill sets, get my degree, and get some skill sets to bring back to the city of Romulus. So I'm here. My Lord said, come back to where you grew up and be an asset to your community. And so that's what I've tried to do. And so the soul food thing is a baby of my mom's. And so when, Dawn had to move on, and like I said, she's still behind the scenes helping out in this thing. I had to step in there and kind of make things happen. And what I do want to say, I'm excited that of the foundation that's been set. This thing has been exponentially growing for so many years. And I was like, dang, am I going to be able to step up to this thing? This is kind of huge. And then I heard the mayor on the city council meeting on Monday, and your husband as well, and they were just talking like, oh yeah, good food, all this stuff. And then I felt the pressure. I was like, this thing got to go on. But it's been going on for so long. But I thank God. We do put God in the beginning, the end of all of this, because to God be the glory that this thing goes about.
Yes.
But a couple of new things we're trying to do differently this year. We found out that we have no jazz band. Amen. We just put that out there that maybe we'll get that back together.
Oh, yes.
But in the event of that, maybe we just do new things. So we have a local artist. I'm from Triumph Church. We have different campuses, and we have a young man. He's an organist, well known in the city of Detroit, who's going to come and play for the Soul Food Dinner. His name is Demetrius Neighbors, and I'm excited about him being a part of this Soul Food Dinner. I'm telling people they don't want to miss this. It's very much a treat. And there are some other things that I'm not going to discuss. You have to come to the Soul Food Dinner to see the other little treats we have in store. Different things to bring a different spin to it. That's all. Elected officials, we got some special treats for elected officials this year. We're not going to say. You got to come and serve like you have been doing. And you will find out about the little special things we're going to do different there as well. And we got some other things we're doing. Like I said, I don't want to give too much. I really want people to come out and kind of see what we're doing. A lot of that's, like I said, the foundation and everything is still pretty much the same, but we do got some little tweaks and twists in it. We have really reached out to the local 247 to tell them that this thing has been in existence in Romulus for many, many years, and we do think this is a newsworthy event, and we do ask that somebody comes out and cover this event, because you guys been doing it for so long. Somebody should cover it. You know, we thank God for the Romulus who always covers and always there and always on top of it. You know, but we want other people to know what Romulus is doing, because Romulus, I've been saying it from a while, is on the upswing. I'm excited about what's going on in Romulus. People better get on board, because Romulus about to take off, and the train is going to keep on moving, and it's going at high velocity speed, and it's exciting. So,
Awesome.
amen.
Well, it sounds like an event, and one of those events that you must attend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Food, sounds like entertainment and surprises.
And some surprises.
So, can someone just share how, if someone wants, more additional information about the Soul Food Dinner, can someone give a phone number and just share who can they contact for additional information regarding the Soul Food Dinner?
We are still accepting donations. If somebody could let us know, my mom, Reverend Tally, we do have flyers still circulating. It has her number, 734-595-6330, or myself, Tina Tally's 313-408-3637. We are still collecting donations. We've gotten a lot of support and outpouring. It has stepped up. The City of Romulus they've always supported, but they extra supported this year. The high school has extra supported this year. Everybody is going to different levels in their support of the Soul Food Dinner this year.
You mentioned donations. Is there a set donation amount, or is it a free will donation?
It's a free will, and that's what we've done over the years. And we have discovered, one year we did do the, set a price. But my thing is just to give back to the community and kind of bring us all together is more important to me than, dollars, okay? And what I found, people, if you allow them to follow their hearts, and you'd be surprised. As a matter of fact, we got this, because you took care of the money part too, and we usually got pretty much the same thing, didn't we? Even when we sold the tickets.
We did. We did. Even more,
Even more.
So is it safe to say, so what if there's a resident that comes, or a family, and they don't have anything? Can they still
Of course.
Yeah, because I was looking at, we got a lot of single moms, and some of them had 3, 4. Come on, they can't pay that. So I told them, hey, if you have $1, if you have 50 cents, I don't care what you have. If you don't have anything, you can eat. Because that's the way it used to be, hey, you can eat.
That's right.
In our families.
It's like that neighborhood. You brought the kids in, you're hungry, come on in and eat,
Right. Yeah,
we had 13 in the family, but we were always feeding more.
Right. Right. And that's the way we did. Hey, sit down, eat, call your mama. We got a plate.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, ladies, we're about out of time.
Okay.
Can I add one more thing?
You sure can.
And I'm sorry, just to wrap it all up, one of the things they used to do with the Black History is that in the month of February, Mom would have a program every week in the month of February. I remember this so well. But due to resources, and other stuff, she cut it down where the program and the dinner were on the same day. What has happened in the City of Romulus, which was very exciting, they have something every week in the month of February that the City of Romulus is doing for Black History Month. And there was a resolution made on Monday from the mayor and from the council that February is the official Black History Month in the City of Romulus, and that's exciting. exciting.
And that's
exciting.
Yes.
A vision of my mom for
That was
many
a vision.
years.
Yes.
And I thank the City of Romulus for making that resolution. And it's very exciting.
And I
Thank
wanted
you.
to say one more thing too. It's a lady in this community, when we were at Corey, came up to me and said, Reverend Tally, this thing is going to blow. And I'm like, oh, really? You know? And I don't know. Okay. Oh, yeah. But she did, and it truly has happened. That's how you know that a prophet is in the city.
Amen.
Isn't that person in the room that said that?
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Ellen Bragg?
Miss Ellen,
Yes.
Miss Ellen Bragg, and I want to thank her.
Our city
She
clerk,
has,
thank
she's
you.
always
She
been a
had-
part of it.
She's
you.
always
Many years.
supported me. I mean, big, until she finally had to cut me. I said, okay, Rick.
Thank you, Miss
Well,
Ellen.
ladies, thank you. It has
Thank
been
you.
an honor to have you here, and thank you for all that you do for the community, and thank you for keeping the soul food dinner tradition alive.
Yes.
And I know it's an event that everyone in the community looks forward to. I look
Yes.
forward to coming.
Yes, we do.
And it's just one of those wonderful things that we have in the city of Romulus. And again, thank you. And if you wouldn't mind, Minister Talley, to repeat that phone number in case someone has questions and needs further information.
Absolutely.
What's that number again?
Reverend Tally, 734-595-6330. Tina Tally, 313-408-3637.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.